Morning. This week's episode of Juvia's Discoveries is going to be a bit shorter because words fail me at the moment. I feel there's a lot cooking in me after the experience I just had the past few days. I was away at the Abundance Club's annual reset residential, and the journey that myself and the other 14 people in the space went on was pretty profound. And like so many of our highly experiential programs, it's it's challenging to explain, when there's some big things that shift on the inside and there's a sense of kind of stillness and serenity and contentment at a much deeper level for me right now. And I I can't wait to see what else emerges in the external world to reflect all that's gone on for me in the past few days. I wrote an article on the different flavors of fear because that's one of the things that we were exploring. There are so many programs where other programs, not our programs, other programs where you can go and kind of get clarity on what it is you want. But when there isn't a strategy in place for what to do when the fear comes up, it's not as useful, because the reality is we all have goals and dreams and visions and things that we want to create. And there's only one thing that stops us all, and that's fear. And there's always different flavors of fear, and my flavor of fear that I don't know if I'd use the word collapse, but I felt I released, that I knew was, I knew it was in that the energy of constriction. So that to me is fear. But I wasn't quite sure why or how, and it's questioning. I question a lot of things, or I had done. Even when I feel an inspired calling or compelled to do something, my logical, rational mind still wants to know why. Well, it had wanted to know why. And so there was a part that, even though I said I would kind of, the inner dialogue would be like, well, it doesn't matter, I could make anything up. There was still but why? Why? and I worked out that was a fear of not being enough, big enough or capable enough to rise up to the size of the dreams that I hold and the visions that I have. So that was a pretty profound realization for me, that questioning, that trying to figure out why. And like with all of our fears, when we illuminate them and shine a light on them, kind of dissolve, right? Instead of the monsters that we think are under the bed, we're like, oh yeah, it's just shadows, it's okay. So I felt that release, and I felt, in my experience, I probably spend around 80% of my time totally blissed out, feeling like I have the most abundantly rich life I can imagine. And then maybe 20% of my time feeling like there was more that I wanted. And that's what I had felt like prior to the residential. And I feel like that shifted, and there's a sense of fullness in my experience, and I know the more fulfilled we are, the more we do. It's the energy of inspiration that creates even more inspiration. So it was really beautiful to have that space to address that 20% that I felt like was remaining in me. And I know there's always more work, right? That's just the beauty of the life that we get to live. But yeah, that's what I got right now. Still cooking, and I will share with you more as things shift and emerge. I hope you have brilliantly beautiful, blissful weeks, and I'll speak soon.